Hi, this is Lisa Somerville for Divinity Designs. Today I'm here to share with you the release for June 2025. This month we are releasing 2 custom dies, 2 paper pad collections, 1 paper die duo, and a refill for the paper die duo. The first custom die, Happy Birthday in Layers 2. This is a set of 4. It contains the word dies and the layering dies. And here you can see both the word die cuts and the layering die cuts. Die cut these dies following the directions for your die cutting machine. Be sure to emboss the word dies to bring out the detail of the dies. You can use these die cuts separately or layer them together. And here you can see that die set used on a completed card. The next custom die, Fractured Quilt Landscape. The Fractured Quilt Landscape die is a set of 6 and coordinates with the A2 Landscape card base with layer die set. This die set contains the frame and 5 layering dies. You'll die cut this die from multiple pieces of cardstock and pattern paper to create the card. Here you can see the frame die cut was die cut from cardstock. Here you can see I die cut the frame die and the layers from pattern paper. To do this, I place the frame die over the pattern paper, then center all the layering dies within the opening of the frame. Use removable tape to hold those dies in place, then die cut and emboss following the directions for your die cutting machine. When you remove those dies from the pattern paper, you'll end up with the frame die and the die cut and embossed layering pieces. You can then use your favorite adhesive and adhere those die cut and embossed layering panels to the base die cut. And here you can see that panel layered on top of the A2 Landscape card base. To add a pop of color between the Fractured Quilt Landscape and the card base, you could use our matting rectangle, and then you can use your favorite adhesive to add those die cut strips back into place. And there you have 2 completed cards using the Fractured Quilt Landscape die set along with additional Divinity Designs products. The 2 paper pads being released this month are A2 card fronts. They coordinate with the A2 Landscape or A2 Portrait card base with layer die sets. The panels can be die cut using the layering die from those die sets. First A2 card front, Beautiful Bouquets. The Beautiful Bouquets A2 card fronts contains 32 designer papers, 8 sheets of each design. Ephemera Letters A2 card fronts contains 36 designer papers, 6 sheets of each design. Again, to die cut the A2 card fronts, use the layering die from either the A2 Portrait or A2 Landscape card base with layer die set. Center the die over the beautiful pre-printed image. Use removable tape to hold the die in place, then die cut and emboss following the directions for your die cutting machine. And here you can see one of the die cut and embossed layers on top of the A2 Landscape card base. And here you can see the matting rectangle was added to add a pop of color between the layer panel and the base card. You can also use some of our frame dies to change the look of the card. Or you can use some of our more detailed background dies. Again, here's one of the A2 card front papers die cut using the layering die and then layered on top of the A2 Portrait card base. And the matting rectangle to add a pop of color between the layer panel and the base card. And here's some of the projects that I've created using the A2 card fronts. We have the paper die duo along with the coordinating refill paper pad. The Woodland Wonderland paper die duo contains 10 of each background scene design. 15 of the verses group, 20 designs of the animal group, 15 designs of the animals separated, along with 3 coordinating dies for the animals and the verses. Here you can see the custom dies. This contains 10 each of the background scene design, 15 of the verses group, 20 designs of the animals grouped, and 15 designs of the animals separated. Please note that the refill pad does not contain the dies needed to die cut these images. To die cut the pre-printed images and sentiments, simply align the die over the pre-printed image or sentiments, use removable tape to hold the die in place, then die cut following the directions for your die cutting machine. That will leave you the die cut images, scenes, and sentiments that you can use to decorate your cards, scrapbook pages, or home decor projects. If you'd like to add added dimension to your die cuts instead of using dimensionals, simply die cut additional die cuts from cardstock and then adhere those die cuts together. To die cut the background scenes from the paper die duo and the refill paper pad, you'll use the layering die from either the A2 Portrait or A2 Landscape card base with layered die set. Simply center the die over the pre-printed scene, then use removable tape to hold the die in place. Die cut and emboss following the directions for your die cutting machine. And here's a few of the projects that I've created using the Woodland Wonderland paper die duo. Let's take a look at some of the projects created by the design team using the June 2025 release along with additional Divinity Designs products. For more inspiration, visit the product pages on our website, like us on Facebook, or follow us on Instagram.